Top 10 Bloody Benders, America's first serial killing family. Hello, everyone. In today's deep dive, we're unraveling the chilling story of America's first serial killing family, the Bloody Benders. Join us as we explore the top 10 harrowing details of their gruesome reign of terror. Stay tuned to discover the dark secrets behind their horrific crimes and the legacy it left behind. Number 10. The Bender family's origins and background. The Bloody Benders, a family whose name would become synonymous with terror, began their story in the early 1870s. Originating from the Midwest, the Bender family was a seemingly ordinary group. John Bender, his wife, and their two children, Kate and Elizabeth. They settled in a remote part of Kansas, where they established a small inn and grocery store. Their seemingly peaceful and quiet lives, however, masked the sinister reality beneath. The family's obscure origins and the unsettling aspects of their past set the stage for the horrors that would follow. What led the Benders to embark on such a gruesome path, and how did their background contribute to their heinous actions? Number 9. The Bender Inn, a deadly front. The Bender family's inn, described as a modest homestead, was the setting for their grisly crimes. Positioned along a popular travel route, the inn attracted numerous travelers who unknowingly walked into a deadly trap. The Benders used their establishment as a front to lure victims, promising a place to rest and food to eat. The seemingly hospitable environment of the inn concealed a sinister purpose, as the family used it to identify and target vulnerable travelers. The inn's role as a facade for their murderous activities illustrates how ordinary settings can be transformed into scenes of horror. How did the Bender Inn serve as a cover for their crimes, and what factors made it an effective trap for their victims? Number 8. The method of murder, a chilling procedure. The Benders employed a particularly gruesome method to carry out their murders. Victims were typically lured into the inn, where they were seated at a table in a room with a trapdoor concealing a pit below. Once the unsuspecting victim was seated, the family would strike with a hammer, a weapon of choice for John Bender, while Kate or Elizabeth would assist in the process. The methodical nature of their approach ensured the murders were carried out efficiently and without detection. This brutal technique not only highlights their cold-bloodedness, but also their methodical approach to killing. What details of their murder method reveal about the family's psychological state and their capacity for cruelty? Number 7. The victims, a trail of disappearance. The Benders' reign of terror left a disturbing trail of disappearance and death. Over a span of several years, numerous travelers vanished after visiting the Bender Inn. The victims, often described as drifters or farmers, were drawn to the inn by its promise of respite. Their disappearances went unnoticed initially, partly due to the transient nature of their lives and the isolated location of the inn. It was only through the discovery of scattered remains and personal belongings that the extent of the Bender family's crimes began to emerge. The victims' tragic fates underscored the family's ability to exploit the vulnerabilities of those passing through their territory. How did the Benders choose their victims? And what clues were left behind that eventually led to their exposure? Number 6. The discovery of the crime scene, unearthing the horror. The revelation of the Bender family's crimes came with a shocking discovery. In 1873, a search of the Bender Inn revealed a gruesome scene, the pit where victims' bodies were buried, along with personal items and skeletal remains. This macabre discovery shocked the local community and exposed the full extent of the family's murderous activities. The investigation uncovered a horrific tableau of death that illustrated the brutal efficiency of the Benders' crimes. The chilling details of the crime scene, including the trapdoor and buried remains, paint a stark picture of the terror that had been hidden beneath the surface. How did the discovery of the crime scene change the perception of the Bender family? And what impact did it have on the investigation? Number 5. The search for the Bender family, an elusive pursuit. After the discovery of the crime scene, authorities launched an extensive manhunt for the Bender family. Despite their efforts, the family managed to elude capture, disappearing into the vastness of the American frontier. The search was complicated by the Benders' knowledge of the region and their ability to blend into the sprawling wilderness. The pursuit became a significant challenge for law enforcement, as the family used their familiarity with the terrain to avoid detection. Their elusiveness and the vastness of the area made the manhunt a prolonged and difficult endeavor. How did the Bender family's knowledge of the terrain aid in their escape, and what challenges did authorities face in their pursuit? Number 4. The Bender legacy, fear, and infamy. The Bloody Benders' crimes left an indelible mark on American history, instilling a deep sense of fear and infamy. The family's notoriety grew as their story spread, becoming a symbol of the darkest aspects of human nature. Their crimes were among the earliest recorded instances of serial killing in America, making their story a chilling chapter in criminal history. The Benders' legacy persists in popular culture and folklore, embodying the fear of the unknown that accompanies tales of serial killers. Their impact on American criminal history underscores the profound effect that such horrific acts can have on public perception. How did the Bender family's crimes shape the narrative of serial killing in America? And what enduring impact did they have on society? Number 3. The psychological profile. Understanding the Benders. Analyzing the psychological profile of the Bender family provides insight into their motivations and behavior. Psychological evaluations and historical records suggest a mix of sociopathy, manipulative behavior, and a lack of empathy. The Benders' ability to maintain a facade of normalcy while committing heinous acts reflects a deep-seated psychological dysfunction. Their interactions with victims and their methods of killing reveal a chilling detachment from human life. Understanding their psychological profile offers a glimpse into the mindset of individuals capable of such extreme cruelty. What does the psychological analysis reveal about the Bender family's motivations, and how does it help us understand their actions? Number 2. The cultural impact. Serial killers in American folklore. The story of the Bloody Benders has permeated American folklore, influencing the portrayal of serial killers in popular culture. Their story has been depicted in various forms of media, including books, films, and documentaries, contributing to the mythos of serial killers. The Benders' crimes have become a reference point for discussions about the nature of evil and the psychology of serial killers. Their impact on cultural narratives reflects the enduring fascination with and fear of serial murder. How has the Bender family's story influenced the depiction of serial killers in media? And what does this say about our cultural understanding of such figures? Number 1. The legacy of prevention and awareness. The Bloody Benders case highlights the need for vigilance and prevention in addressing serial crime. Their ability to operate undetected for so long underscores the importance of community awareness and law enforcement diligence. The case has led to improvements in investigative techniques and greater emphasis on missing persons reports. The legacy of the Bender family serves as a reminder of the importance of addressing potential warning signs and fostering effective communication between communities and authorities. What lessons can be learned from the Bender case, and how can they inform current practices in crime prevention and investigation? Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed the content, please hit the like button and subscribe to stay updated with our latest videos on YouTube.